Welcome back. My name is Teresa and I'm very much alive. Am I? You be the judge of that. I have an awful garbage filthy mouth where sometimes, just sometimes, I tend to use the word fuck as a comma. I know, I'm trash. If you're not into that or weird stuff in general, this is definitely not the place for you. Feel free to X out the video here. No harm, no foul. But I'll remember our time fondly. Hello, my little Kit Kats. Can I tell you how much I enjoy this series? I don't know, maybe it's because I'm turning 36 this year. And as I get older, I just want to bathe in neutrals. I want sensible shoes. I want to get a tandem bike. I want to start pickling vegetables. I do. What can I say? It looks so much fun. Canning looks so much fun. Fight me on it. Bottom line is, I fantasize about going to Pottery Barn and buying overpriced coasters for a coffee table I don't even own, okay? I just want to fulfill my basic bitch fantasy. But before I do that, I want to say thank you so much to Harry's for sponsoring today's video. We love a sponsor who loves a filthy garbage person. As you know, I have been using Harry's for quite some time now. I'm obsessed with their Fig body wash. Their razors have been a godsend and I've been enjoying their deodorant. Some people might think Harry's is just a men's brand. It's not. That is the farthest from the truth. They make quality products at a quality price for everyone. You heard right, everyone. Even our sexy alien overlords love a close, comfortable shave. Why do you think they look so smooth? Think about it. I know I do. I love that Harry's stand behind their blades so much that they do offer a 100% money back guarantee. They continue to support great causes as they give 1% of their global sales to nonprofit organizations that provide mental health care to veterans and LGBTQ+ youths in need. Harry's makes it a point to make everyone's life easier. And yes, again, I mean everyone. No pink tax here, baby. Everyone can get premium quality at an affordable price. What makes Harry stand apart from other brands is that not only are their blades super affordable, and by affordable, I mean really affordable. Their blades are around $2 a refill. But most importantly, these blades do not irritate my sensitive skin. The weighted handle with the rubber texture grip is not only really cute, but it's very, very sturdy in hand, especially when you're in the shower. I think we can all agree that disposable razors can be very slippery and very dangerous in the shower. So having something with a good grip and a nice weight gives me peace of mind that this is not gonna go flying and land God knows where, okay? I don't know. New York City apartments, yes, they are small, but they are scary caverns at times. I'm pretty sure I'm finding stuff from the person that used to live here before me. And their foaming gel is just, it's honestly, if you have sensitive skin like me, this is gonna be your best friend. Their gel has skin-loving ingredients such as aloe, cucumber, and hyaluronic acid. You will no longer have to suffer from dry or irritated skin ever again, baby. They got you. Harry's got you. Now, Harry's has a great offer that I would love to share with y'all. You can get a trial set for $3. The trial set comes with 5-blade razor, weighted handle, a blade cover, and their amazing foaming shave gel. You can redeem your trial set for just $3 when you go to Harrys.com/Theresa.is.Dead. This is an incredibly great deal, but act fast while supplies last. Again, if you're interested, go to Harrys.com/Theresa.is.Dead to redeem your offer. Again, thank you to Harrys for sponsoring today's video and loving me unconditionally. I appreciate it. Now dust off those Ugg boots. Let's get basic. The first palette I want to talk about is from our Lord and Savior Colourpop. I know. As of late, I feel like this brand has become the king of all basic ass bitch color stories. And I'm here for it. But there's something so delicious about this palette that gets my nethers all puffy. I said what I said. Anyway, let's talk about the Stone Cold Fox palette. I don't think I have been impressed with the Colourpop palette as much as I have been with this one. For $34, you get 30 shades dripping in cool tone basicness. You have beautiful browns as well as pinky purple tones. What I like about this formula is that it's easy to use. It has great longevity and has great color combinations. And based on that, it's really impossible to fuck up your eye look. Sure, there's some glitter bukkake, yes, there's some fallout, even a few matte shades with sparkles in the mix, which honestly are probably the best version version I have ever used from Colourpop can be found in this palette. I love that I can create a shitload of everyday looks with this palette, as well as doing some little fun soft glam moments like what I have on my face currently today. This was one of my favorite palettes from last year, and I almost skipped out on it, and I'm so happy that I didn't. Now listen, if you were thinking of getting the Natasha Denona Glam palette, this little boy right here, listen, this is a great palette. For $65, it's fine. I had no issues with it. It's probably one of my favorite Natasha Denona palettes. However, what this palette lacks, this palette makes up for, and that's matte shades. That was my whole big issue with the Glam palette, is that there's not enough matte shades in it. It's primarily shimmers, and it's like, okay, I need more options, bitch. And that's what I love about the Stone Cold Fox, is that I have everything that I ever wanted in any sort of basic cool tone neutral dream can be found in this palette. And the best part is that there's no fucking pressed glitter in it. So thank you, Dad. I really appreciate it. I know you're probably saying,
30 shadows? Gosh darn it, I don't want another Morphe palette. Give me something smaller and act fast before I call your manager.
And what I have to say is, first, lose the attitude. Second,
I am the manager.
if 30 shadows is providing you too much anxiety, and listen, we've all been there, I suffer from it tremendously, then look no further, because Midas Cosmetics is here to save the day. I love Midas. I am an affiliate with them, so just I'm gonna get this out of the way. If you are ever interested in wanting to try this brand, you can get 20% off your purchase if you use the code garbage. If you do use that code, I do get a small kickback. So just an FYI, and full transparency as always. So this palette retails for $18, and this is what she looks like, boys. This palette is basically the best of both worlds. It's described as most of the shade leaning toward cooler undertones with a few leaning towards warmer undertones. This palette makes me want to be the head of the PTA, and I don't even have children. There is something so fiercely basic about this palette. It's just so good. What is great about Midas's formula is that it's incredibly easy to use. All their shades are highly pigmented. The shimmers have really, really great texture to them, and you will not get any cracking or fading. These shadows will last on your face all day, every day. Their formula is always solid. They always have really beautiful color stories, and this one steals my basic ass heart. So maybe you're looking for something a little bit warmer. We are in spring after all. First warm tone palette I want to talk about is from Give Me Glow, and this is the Sweet and Sticky palette. Bitch, oh my god, I can't. Ma'am, just when I thought I couldn't love you anymore, okay? They decided to create this beautiful little masterpiece. If you have never tried Give Me Glow before, they have fantastic highlighters, and their eyeshadow formula is always solid. I actually have quite a few palettes, and my favorite one has been the Vintage Rose until I tried this palette, and now I'm like, oh, this is all I want on my face every day, all day, forever and ever and ever. For $30, you get 6 eyeshadows that on the surface look pretty basic, and then you swatch them. I don't want to turn this into a huge swatching kind of party, but like, fuck. All right, let me show you. You can see the rich pigment from the mattes and the slutty goodness of the metallics. Like, oh my god, these are absolutely stunning. It's this kind of formula that you don't need to saturate your brush. This is straight motherfucking pigment. This little palette makes my makeup dick so hard. The mattes are so beautifully pigmented. They blend so effortlessly together. But the shimmers, boys, the shimmers are absolute poggers. Yes, I'm bringing that word back. They're so wet and glistening. It's like liquid metal sex on your eyes. I really love how all the shades work so well with each other, and they just blend so beautifully to create a wonderful little gradient. This palette is forever out of stock, so I'm not entirely sure when this is going to be coming back into stock. I picked this up during their Black Friday sale. I've noticed that they usually do big restocks around holidays, so definitely be on the lookout for that, but this is so good. It's so good. Totally worth the money. The other incredible warm tone palette, and this is, I feel like, going to be a surprise to people, but it's from Milk Cosmetics, and this is the Rust palette. I picked this up during the last Sephora Rouge sale, and I am so fucking happy I did. For $58, you get 10 shades of literal perfection. Milk Cosmetics is so hit or miss, and I often think it's more of a pain than what they are worth. But this palette, boys, this palette's legit. The mattes are so beautifully pigmented. The shadows blend effortlessly. You're not going to experience any sort of patchiness or balding or lifting. And the best part is that the metallics, they're not dog shit. I know, I'm surprised too. I usually have some weird aversion to melt shimmers. They usually are crumbly and they get all weird. No joke, my Smoke Sessions palette grew legs and went out for a pack of cigarettes and never returned. So you can say that I have daddy issues with this brand. That being said, this is fucking amazing. Another palette that can be a staple piece in your collection. Obviously you're gonna have all these shades already, but the quality of them is top notch. I honestly wish that all melt palettes would be like this formula, and it's a shame that it's not. And again, this is another palette that it's impossible to make a shitty eye look with it. What can I say? I love turning myself into an Anne with an E. Remember, the E means we're regal. Okay, listen, I'm embarrassed by this next palette. Who the fuck am I? Let's talk about the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. I know, I'm a clown. I recognize that. I realize how stupid I look fucking holding this. I get it, all right? I don't deny it. But this is so good. It's so good, how good. I can't even describe how good this is. This palette is boring, it's basic. There are some pops of color, but overall it's just a monotonous, warm tone neutral palette. Their formula is great for Too Faced standards. Is it the best thing in the world? No, but it's fucking solid. It's pigmented, no frills, easy to use, no weird irritations. It's good. Like, I'm surprised to even say that. It's good. What I love about this palette is how fun it is. I enjoy using it. I love all the color combinations I've created when using this palette. I love turning myself into a basic ass bitch. PSL in hand and warm Ugg boots on my feet, okay? And you know what? When Too Faced re-releases this palette, but calls it the even spicier version, who's gonna be the first one in line? You bitch right here. Why? Because I'm a clown and I'm a fucking glutton for punishment. Anyway, this palette is discontinued, so I love you. I know. The next palette I want to talk about is from Kaleidos. I love Kaleidos. I think their quality is awesome. Their packaging is so stunning. They're like little pieces of art to look at. And I think out of all indie companies, they have the best packaging by far. And actually probably better than most higher end brands too. Who are we kidding? Now, when I think of Kaleidos, I think of more unique and interesting color stories. For example, Angie's palette, Club Nebula. This is very adventurous and also coming back into stock. So if you are interested, I do have a review on it. It's fabulous. I love it. It's so pretty. Anyway, the point is that when I think of Kaleidos, I usually think of like more unique, fun color stories. So when this palette came out, the Anne inside me got so excited, she dusted off her Mrs. Winterbourne DVD and lost her fucking mind. I'm talking about the Futurism 7, the Sashimi City palette, which is this little beautiful guy right here. This palette is simple, but it's probably the most exciting out of this basic bunch because it has a multi-chrome in it. While it's not my favorite multi-chrome of all time, it's still really solid. This is yet another warm tone color story that, in my opinion, is beautifully curated to give you a good variety of looks. And I think what makes this palette special is that there's a multi-chrome and a duochrome, which I don't know if you'll be able to see that. But I feel like with the addition of these two shadows, it really gives the palette more dimension. Absolutely stunning. And honestly, I think the addition of those two shades will get people comfortable playing with color. And something lightly celestial, kind of like a diet alien slut. The mattes are solid, and at the risk of repeating myself for the 15th fucking time, yet another brand that has really good quality eyeshadows. They are pigmented, they blend beautifully, and you will not experience any patchiness or longevity issues. This one is great. Now, the last palette I want to talk about is from Viseart, and I have to thank Mel Thompson for this palette. Mel and I did a video last month where we swapped makeup, so if you're interested in checking that out, I'll link it up in the corner. And honestly, I did not expect to love this palette as much as I do. This is the Violet, God damn it, Violet Entendu. I'm so sorry. This is the Violet palette, okay? This is what she looks like. Holy shit. This is probably the best purple palette ever to be made into existence. And it has these wonderful little pops of purple. It's absolutely just stunning. I think what is super impressive too about, see, the swatches are never amazing on Viseart, I feel like. Swatches are, they're not bad. These are actually probably the best swatches I'll ever get with Viseart. I find that they swatch like shit, but they perform so fucking beautifully. This palette literally has no fallout whatsoever. You heard right, has no fallout. The metallics are rich in pigment. It's absolutely breathtaking. I think this is another palette for those that are afraid of color, but don't mind dipping their toe into it every now and again. These blend like a fucking dream. And again, no fallout. It's absolute sorcery. The shimmers and the metallics, it just blend so beautifully together. The formula is just, it's so good. Again, this is another palette you can't fuck up. Purples in general are very difficult to make, and the fact that these are not patchy at all, it's mind-blowing. And the reason why I wanted to mention both Viseart and Kaleidos in this basic bitch palettes is that, well, yes, primarily most of their colors are basic within the palette. The few pops of color that they do add in here are, again, for those that really love neutrals, are afraid of color, but don't mind dipping their toe in every now and again without feeling overwhelmed with a huge rainbow palette. These are probably the more adventurous basic bitch palettes. Anyway, with that said, those are my favorites. I love them to pieces. They're so fucking good. And I think we're now on to everyone's favorite part of these videos, where I turn into a real Libra and try my best to put them in order. I don't like this part. You could see the panic and anxiety on my face already. I talked about 7 palettes in today's video. I'm just gonna go with my gut and just blitz through this, okay? Make this as painless as possible. So number 7. Okay, this is gonna be pretty easy. We're gonna go with Too Faced here. Why? Okay, so I'm equating this as, think of it as like one of those dates that you go on where it's kind of fun, like you had a really good time, you make out in the back of their car, everything is kind of good, but then when you get home, you kind of start to Google them, and then you come across some old MySpace profile where you happen to see the person hugging an anime sex doll pillow. And then you start to question, who did I make out with? Okay, so that's kind of like this palette. Like, yeah, it's fun initially, but then when you look further into their history, you're like, oh no. Oh, you're just a dirty little secret. And we move on. Number 6. Oh God. I hate doing this. What's that? See, this is hard because I love all of them. I feel like the Too Faced one was easy because I'm like, all right, you like anime sex pillows. Like, that's easy. We could dismiss that one. But the other ones are so good. Okay. Number 6. Number 6 is gonna be Kaleidos. The reason for that is that it's a 5-panner. While yes, you do get like a nice variety of looks with it, and I do love that there's a multi-chrome and a duochrome in it. The multi-chrome is not my favorite formula of all time. It's still really good. You're still gonna have a lot of fun with it. But it's just number 6. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad saying that. Okay, I'm so sorry, baby. I love you. Okay, number 5. Shit. Oh, that's kind of hard. Okay. Number 5 is going to be from Melt Cosmetics. Like I said, I have a very weird daddy issue relationship with the brand. I think this is a solid palette. It's definitely not worth $58 at all. And I think that's why I'm putting it here on my list. This is something that you pick up when there's a sale, and rest assured that you know you're gonna get like a good solid palette. That's what this is. I love you, but I know there are things that I'm going to reach for more. But again, I love your face though. Yeah, okay, I feel comfortable with that. 4. Okay. Number 4 is going to be the Sweet and Sticky palette from Give Me Glow. And the only reason for that is because it is a 6-pan palette. So while I can get a decent variety, I think compared to the other palettes, this one is slightly limited. The metallics are fucking phenomenal though. But anyway, so I'm going to say this is number 4. Okay. I got this. I got this all figured out. Number 3 is gonna go to Midas Cosmetics, and you know, I love this palette. This palette's really great. I feel like this is the best of both worlds, and you're able to get a variety of looks with it. And the reason for it being number 3 is that I just like I think I just like the other 2 palettes a little bit more in terms of like how often I reach for them. But this one is fucking phenomenal though. Number 2 is the Viseart palette. I felt like for the longest time, I wasn't a fan of Viseart, and I have quite a few of their palettes, but I've never found them to be like super fucking amazing until I really tried this palette. I never found them to be super amazing. Like, they're good, but they weren't my go-to in my head. Then when I got this palette, I was like, oh. I guess I just wasn't expecting it. It took me back how good this was and how good this continues to be. So I am a huge fan of this, and again, if you love purples, this is the palette for you. But I love that it's primarily neutral with pops of purple. I think it's just really pretty. So this is my number 2. And I know I can't believe I'm saying this, but y'all, Lord and Savior Colourpop as number 1. There's something about this palette that is just so fucking basic. It's bullshit. I love it. It's fucking great. This silver, by the way, is just stuff that dreams are made of, really. The metallics are they're just solid. They're so fucking good. I'm in love, 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 love with this palette. So with that said, this is oddly enough my number one. I know, I feel like a fucking idiot, but I really enjoy the quality of this palette and I really like it. Like, I really love it. This is definitely coming into the casket with me for sure. It makes me never want to get another Colourpop palette, really, because I'm like, this is literally the best it's ever gonna be. I love it. Yeah, I know, I feel weird saying that too. With that said, I want to hear from y'all. Let me know down below, what are your favorite basic bitch palettes? Do you love any of the palettes that I recommended? Or if you have any to recommend, let me know down below. I will also list down the other 2 videos that I made from this series. And again, I want to say thank you so much to Harry's for sponsoring today's video. With that said, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it as always. Feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, it's free, and hit that bell icon for notification of all my future posts. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and to all my beautiful, wonderful patron bubbies, thank you so much for keeping this delicious, this disgusting, filthy garbage boat afloat. I couldn't do it without you. And I love your adorable little delicious faces. So I just want to gobble them all up. I really do. If you want to know what is currently on my face, along with where to get these palettes, as well as the Harry's offer, everything will be listed in the description box below. And I'll see you little pumpkins later. Bye.